Hey everyone, so today's video is a comparison between these two different castings from different manufacturers. So on my left I have Majorette and on my right I have Matchbox. So these are both castings of the Mercedes-AMG SL63, very iconic convertible from Mercedes. And yeah, so let's just take a look and I'll compare and contrast and see, if you are deciding between them which one to get, or you can get both, it's up to you. The first thing is the price point. So in terms of the price, the Matchbox is cheaper, right? It's the same price as a Hot Wheels mainline, almost 4 Singapore dollars. Whereas for the Majorette, this is the premium cars. So this actually costs around $7 Singapore dollars. So it's a slight premium for the Majorette, but let's see if it's worth the premium. So let's just compare in terms of the bottom first. For the Majorette, as you can see, it is made in Thailand and the scale is 160, and that's all that it says. It has a plastic base. Okay, so that's all for the Majorette, the bottom. Now for the Matchbox, it's the same thing. There's the copyright date over here, 2022, whereas you don't really get that with the Majorette. There's no scaling here, but not sure if it's close to 164. It's probably pretty close for the Matchbox, but you can definitely see the difference in the scale here. Let me just see from this angle, right? You can definitely tell that the Majorette on the left is much bigger, right, at the 160 scale as compared to the Matchbox as 164. So if you want to add them into a collection, definitely consider the fact that the Majorette is much bigger. Okay, so now let's look at the other parts of the castings. So first, let's take a look at the fronts. So as you can see, the fronts are quite different actually. Okay, let's just take a look at the Majorette first. Okay, so as you can see, for the Majorette, the grills are done really nice. There's a bit of a texturing with the grills, and actually the Mercedes logo is slightly raised. If you can see it on camera, yeah, it's slightly raised, which is quite nice, right? I definitely appreciate those difference in textures. And it has inserted headlights from the window piece, which is nice grills. And the bottom, what do you call this, like sort of the bumper, there's also this silver trim which looks really good. And you compare it with the lower priced Matchbox mainline. The Matchbox mainline as well has that texture on the grille. That Mercedes logo is also slightly raised, which is really nice, right? Even for that price, you don't get inserted headlights for the Matchbox, but it's still really nice looking in terms of the graphical representation. You don't get the bumper, you don't get the silver trim on the bumper, so that's that. But one thing I want to point out also is that the Matchbox, actually, if you take a close look, the tempo is off-centered to the left, right? So that's too bad. If you look at it really closely, you can definitely notice that it's a bit off, and it's a quality issue, but it's not terrible, but definitely it's not the best. So I think other than that, one other thing is that you will notice that the window piece for the Majorette has the windscreen wipers, whereas you don't get that with the Matchbox. And the next thing is there is an opening part for the Majorette, which is always a plus, in my opinion. It's always a plus. You do get some interesting details for the engine. it's not tempered on or anything, but you can definitely see some details. And the spokes are a bit not nice looking, but I think overall it's still something positive to add to the play value of the vehicle. And it's quite tight. You can have it at different levels to hide the spokes if you want. So it's definitely a plus in my book. So now let's take a look at the other parts of the car. The windows, the rear view mirrors are both present. Just comparing the sides, the door handles and the fuel caps are more obvious on the Matchbox castings, but they are present in the Majorette as well. The Majorette also has the tempos at the sides, which is a really nice touch. And so the wheels, they are different wheels. To me, I don't really lean any way. I think both of them are quite nice. So that's that for the sides. And then for the back, again we notice that the Majorette has the silver trim at the bottom for the exhaust, right? So I think it's a nice touch. And they also have the bottom lights, the brake lights. So whereas you don't get that for Matchbox, but the Matchbox does have the rear view, sorry, not the rear view, the license plate, right? The AMG. So and the tempos wise, they are the same, right? And for Majorette you just get the red tail lights. It's just one color. Whereas for Matchbox you see more nuanced tail light tempos, which Matchbox is really good at. So I think at the rear end, I would say it's a tie, because of obviously the Matchbox having better taillight tempos, but Majorette having a little bit more just in terms of the silver trims and the backlights. The interiors are fairly similar. I think just because Majorette is slightly bigger in scale, they're able to get slight more details, but overall I would say it's pretty similar for these two cars. The sides, Majorette takes the win. The front, Majorette takes the win as well. So that's that for this video. I think overall the Majorette is slightly better casting with the moving parts. Okay, one last thing is that Majorette has slight suspension. It's very slight and a bit mushy, but you don't get anything with the Matchbox. So definitely Majorette is the better casting here. However, it does cost more, and the scaling is definitely, it doesn't scale as well when you place them with Matchbox or or Hot Wheels casting. So definitely it will stick out. So overall, definitely both are very good models, and you just have to know what you're getting into when you buy them. So yeah, that's that for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.